What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hot Takes Podcast, episode 37. We are doing, once again, another Spotlight episode where we interview local artists here in New Jersey and New York. And I'm proud to say that I'm with a friend of mine. He's a DJ, producer? Producer as well?
Producer, recording engineer. Yep.
Very nice. His name's Brad Heckler, otherwise known as WOOLDOOR'S. Thank you for being here, man.
What's good, guys? Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. And I gotta say, I said it before, I love the mask. It's just saying mask right there. It's awesome. And it has does it have like a definition, a small definition? I probably could guess what it says too. Yeah. It says, if you could read this, you're too close to me or something like that.
Actually, I think it's something to do with Off-White and Virgil Abloh. It's an Off-White mask.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's like CO, Virgil Abloh, something like that.
Nice. Mm-hmm. I am also joined by my cameraman, as always, Joe Critelli. Thank you for being here and helping out. Always appreciate it. And yeah, we'll get started. So really with these Spotlight episodes, we'll first get into how you've been during this quarantine, what you've been up to as far as work, hobbies-wise, all that, and then we can start getting into your music and whatnot, and see what else comes up as far as like festival talk and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
I've been itching for this because I haven't done one of these in a little bit.
Nice.
So, as far as like festival talk goes, so I'm very excited to start talking about that.
Yeah, it was fun when the three of us went to Moonrise.
That was a sick time.
Dude, that was such a classic weekend.
Classic crew, classic weekend.
Oh man.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing.
Yeah,
we
so
lost
amazing.
him for a little bit there, Mr. Brown.
We did lose you
the
for a
last
day.
Yeah.
And then it was like a movie at the end. We finally find you for the last set. It was either Excision or something.
Yeah, like on my way to like look for my phone, I was like with this like I was like with my friend Stevie and his ex at the time, and like I went to like I thought I dropped my phone, and like I went to like look, and then on the way I found you guys. I'm like, what?
Yeah. We were like, yo, like literally every single one of us. That was a classic moment. 2016, yeah.
Times, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Crazy how fast time goes by too, man.
Oh, man.
It's nuts. Have you been to Moonrise after that time? Do you go there like every year?
I think like once or twice. I haven't been the last year, but I went to like the year before with my ex.
Okay.
But like, yeah.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Has it gotten better? Has it gotten worse? Has it stayed the same, in your opinion?
This year was supposed to, apparently this year Moonrise, not apparently, actually, this year was supposed to be 3 days, and so like, I was like gonna like do promoting with that because I was doing part promoting with Steve's promo.
Right.
And, so like that was supposed to happen, but COVID.
Right. Speaking of COVID, how have you been doing through all of this? What have you been doing to keep yourself occupied? Like, overall, like, health-wise, are you healthy? I'm sure you are. Yeah, all that. You could get into that if you want.
Yeah. Luckily, knock on wood, I haven't gotten it yet. None of my family, no one I've been around has gotten it. So that's definitely a great thing. Mm-hmm. During quarantine, like, the first part of it, like, I was working at Nordstrom's making money on the side while doing music.
Oh.
And so, like, that was originally they closed because of the COVID, but, like...
Now they're done.
Yeah, now they're done.
Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yeah, they're, like, one of, like, 16 stores that got closed because of COVID.
In the mall?
No, just, like, Nordstrom's.
Okay. Oh, right, the Nordstrom stores. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know of any other stores that, like, closed down permanently over at Freehold Raceway?
I want to say Lord and Taylor.
Okay.
I think I've heard about them closing, but I don't know.
I know a lot of the GameStops closed too, but I don't know if that was because of COVID. I think they were planning on shutting down most of them, and I think the one in the Freehold Raceway Mall is one of the ones that's still open. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Like Freehold Mall's like not like in terms of like Jersey is like not like the best doing mall. There's a lot of places that have like better demographics. Like when I was working at Nordstrom, they were like phasing out like they were moving like some of like the things that people would buy, like a lot of like the Hugo Boss. They were like transferring to different stores because like the demographics definitely changed around our area.
100%. Yeah. I feel like Primark took over heavy, and took away a lot of customers from a lot of these stores. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's because it was just newer or if they're cheaper in any sense. I'm not too sure. Affordable, yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. I bought like 1 or 2 shirts there. They were decently priced. I hate going in the mall to begin with. You'll never find me in like a Nordstrom or even in like literally the only store I would go into is Old Navy. And I know that's not like a popular one, but I don't care. I get these superhero shirts from there, and I'm like satisfied, you know. But yeah, man. So that's really all you've been up to for the most part.
I mean, that was the
quarantine?
beginning of it, but like I was like quarantined with my brother and my sister and my brother-in-law, and like we're all like just like my sister got us a Peloton bike, and like we were just like keeping in shape, and like we're like my sister kind of like curated and like these quarantine meals, like kind of just like weeks of like these like different meals. Like I made like lasagna, I made like bolognese, I made like some like stir fry, like one of the things was called egg roll in a bowl. It was
Egg roll in a bowl.
It was like a egg roll, like the insides of an egg roll, kind of in like a bowl.
Sure.
Yeah. And,
Okay.
And yeah, and like, you know, like I moved during the last few months, and like during like a month or like a lot of weeks, I was just like packing my dad's house, and just like there was a lot to pack, and just a lot of shit that was hoarded.
Yeah, right. I feel like that's for anyone that's moving, you just find all this shit that you have. It's like you either forget you had it, or it's like, why do I have this much shit?
We literally had like 2.5 dumpsters full of garbage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Like those big ass ones. Yeah, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, when we eventually move from this house, we might even have 3 goddamn dumpsters. I don't even know, man.
Sit on the other side of this basement
So,
now.
and in my garage bed, filled up with stuff. But yeah, are you sad that you moved? Like, did you have an attachment with that house? I'm pretty sure I've been to your house once or twice.
Yeah,
It was by your development's across from the JB's. Well, the old where JB's used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
JVs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know, there's a new one somewhere else.
Yeah, it was off of like 34, I believe.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's necessarily new, but I started realizing it was there after that other one burned down.
Yeah. I honestly think like something happened, and like it was just like a whole Jewish lightning, like this whole like insurance thing, you know.
You know, yeah. I was like almost hesitant to say that, but I 100% agree with that. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying it is, not to put any words into others' mouth, but like it seems like it could be the case.
Yeah, 100%. That thing was burned like down. Like that thing was burned down, man.
Oh yeah.
And they really didn't do any like construction or whatever to like clean that place up for a little bit. It looked like mad ugly.
It was like up for like a year. Or, like,
Yeah.
some shit like that.
Yeah, and I know they finally cleared it up, and it kind of looks somewhat like normal, like nothing was even there kind of deal. But yeah, very it's a little bit of a conspiracy, you know, definitely a little bit of a conspiracy.
Yeah, one of like a lot of going on these days.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah,
Wait.
it's crazy.
So JB's, what did they say was like a grease fire? Do we have any idea?
Something that went on fire. But like with them opening the new place, it kind of seemed like they're trying to get insurance out of it. But
Yeah,
who knows?
yeah, right. I mean, the new one looks a lot nicer too. It thought like their label, like their sign and even everything looks better like that. So I mean, good for them. If they did do something, they got away with it. So like, good for them, I guess. You know.
Good for them.
Yeah, I haven't even been there once. Not once I've been there actually. I mean, I'm sure you have. Did they have like good food there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I still love their food. And also, it was just good vibes, like the 50s retro.
Oh hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. All right.
It was a fun place to like meet my friend Anton, who's no longer. He passed.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he passed like several years ago, but like me and him used to like go on L walks to there because like I'll be like walking distance from it, and we just go there so stoned. It's
Dude.
reeking.
That would be the place to go to for sure. Back when I was at school and we did such activities, we'd go to this diner in like the Union Hillside area, more North Jersey, and I forgot what. It was called White Rose, the diner, and they were famous. Well, we thought they were famous for their chocolate strawberry milkshakes. We used to call them, "Give me a strawberry chocolate, fuck me up." And they'd know what we were talking about, and we'd get that all the time. It was excellent.
That was awesome.
Yeah, we will get into the questions right now. Here we go. Give me one sec. All right. I'm gonna have to read them off here because something happened on my phone with that. But all right, so they're gonna be basic questions, and if we got a little off topic, no big deal. So the first one is really, when and why did you decide to start making music?
So this was back in like 2010, I want to say. It was like summer 2010. I was in my brother's car, and like back in the days, he was in college. He was in college, and like actually he wasn't in college. Like he was in like high school, and like I would go to like his senior parties, and like into college, like he would like listen to more like EDM. Like he went to UMass, and out there they had Mass EDMC, which is their EDM community. Yeah, and like that's how like my brother would like play. I wasn't really big onto like the electro back then, but like it wasn't until like I heard the song "Raise Your Weapons" by Deadmau5 in his car, and back then it was like he had like 2 subwoofers in his car, so you would just hear the bass. All just like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Then after that, I just like it kind of just like a spark just went on. I was like, wow. And then like I just started like looking up more dubstep. I went to like the UK of dubstep, like back then, like Excision Shambhala sets. That's sick. Back before he had those accusations and all the sexual assault stuff.
Yeah.
Let's
So
it's crazy.
Twitter went into a goddamn like. They kind of the fans got divided almost on Twitter and shit like that.
Yeah, this whole month has been crazy. Like 6-7 different DJs got canceled.
I know.
It's wild.
I know. And like, I'm pretty sure he put out his statement on Twitter too, saying that all these accusations are false and whatnot like that. But he did ultimately step down from his music career. I don't know if he said that as like a permanent thing or what, or maybe until all this clears up. Listen, if it's true, I'm not saying I'm defending the guy, like if these things are true, but it's just fucking crazy, man. It really, and like he is so big.
Yeah.
So big. Like that's where the Wooks were going to. They would camp out 30 minutes to an hour before his set to save their spots.
You're talking about Bass Nectar, right?
Bass Nectar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Bass Nectar.
That was like the big one recently.
Yeah.
There was like him, Space Jesus, Graves.
Right, Space Jesus. Really? Grizz too? I didn't even hear about
Midnight
Grizz.
T had a few accusations.
Holy shit.
He was supposed to play the Keizo Drive-In. Like he got pulled and got replaced with Calcium. Yeah.
Wow. It must be hard for a DJ nowadays. One, because, all this sexual accusation shit, it's everywhere now, right? Which leads people that, if it has happened to them, they have more courage to speak up on the matter, right? But I feel like DJs also have kind of like that stigma, like frat boy. I mean, I think frat boys have it worse. But I think DJs are almost in that same category of, like, taking advantage of, like, girls and whatnot. Yeah. Or guys,
and especially, especially the Bass Nectar, a lot of them, like, idolize, and a lot of people, and he would, like, take advantage of that, and, like...
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, groom kids, and, like, also, and just other shit.
Say it's not true. I think it would be smart for DJs, and, like, celebrities in general, to talk to and go out with people that are maybe at the same success rate at them or something of that nature. So it doesn't seem like you're taking advantage over just a random fan or just a random person. And, it also gives you more thought in your head. Yeah, I probably shouldn't fucking do anything bad with this person. Otherwise, they already have the platform to speak out on it. And they will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like... I mean, it's all just crazy. It's sad. It's unfortunate, but it is crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. But back to the question.
Yeah.
So while I was looking at, I was like kind of looking into like DJ's backstories. I was looking to how like Skrillex before his breakthrough album, he was living illegally in 12 Planet's basement, and he was like I think like $50,000 in debt, and like he made his first album on like broken speakers. Yeah, and like he went from the bottom, like he went from like from first to last, and like he had like he went from like a struggle, and like he had like his vocal cords were fucked up and like he couldn't like scream or whatever he was doing from first to last. And then now he's like a big idol, and he's like one of my biggest. He's definitely one of like my several biggest inspirations because like he made not just dubstep, EDM so huge in America. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, and he helped out with that hugely.
Yeah.
So you would say listening to Skrillex, listening to Dead Mouse. These are the people that basically was like, hey, I want to start doing this too.
Yeah.
Okay. And like, so you're saying this was when your brother was in high school. So like, how old were you around when you started?
I think like I was like This was like my brother's like first year in college actually. So I was like, I think I was like a sophomore in high school.
Okay. Nice. Very cool.
But like before that, he would play like Bass Hunters and like all the stuff like that. But like I wasn't really necessarily. It was cool, but like it wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like yeah.
Okay. Very cool. So you go by WOOLDOOR. What was the inspiration behind that name? How did you come up with it? I know before this name, you had a couple other ones too. Like I originally wrote down Heckler because that's how I think that's how I first knew you by.
Yeah.
You know, as your DJ name. So why the change? Why was it Heckler? Why is it now WOOLDOOR? Yeah.
Yeah. A year into being Heckler, there was like another Heckler that like, came about that was like A lot of people know who he is, H-E-K-L-E-R. He didn't really know my name until I kind of like tweeted him and we like DM'd about it. But, like,
he had a problem with it.
No, like I kind of just like because like when he released Ultimate, like I had like a few friends like just send like me the link. I'm just like, damn, really?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But like he was just like he was blowing up, and it was just like kind of too late at that point. So I didn't really trademark my name. I didn't really know too much of like music business back then. So like I was like, all right, I think I should start new because like at the same time like a lot of people were like thinking I was this other kid, and like a lot of people like just like stop ignoring me, stop texting me back with like collabs, and like some people like unfollowed me randomly because I wasn't as irrelevant as them. So I was like, I don't know, there's a lot of fucked up shit, but like,
yeah.
But then so I was like, I think I need to change it up. So like, I kind of just like there was this show back in the days I used to watch when I was younger called Drawn Together.
I love that show.
Yeah.
Comedy Central.
And there's one of the characters, WOOLDOOR'S Sockbat, who is like one of this wacky. He is like a parody of SpongeBob.
Yes. Okay.
And like yeah, that's where the name came from.
I love it.
Yeah. Like it's like kind of like a if you know you know.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Definitely.
Hopefully, if I get big, maybe it's something people will catch on more. But like, dude, Drawn Together would not do good these days because it is so offensive in many levels.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
It's surprising how shows like South Park and Family Guy still stay on.
Yeah, seriously.
You know? I think it's because they were so successful. Still is so successful, but like they were successful before all this, I guess, PC culture came around.
Yeah.
And that's why they're still sticking around. But wow, that's definitely a good backstory to the name. I like it. You know, the people that watch this now too will realize that, and I feel like most of us have watched Drawn Together at least once or twice on Comedy Central. So be like, oh, okay, I like that. The other DJ we had on here, his DJ name was Olaf. And at first I was thinking it was because of the snowman from Frozen, and that's what a lot of people ask him and whatnot, but it's actually just his middle name.
I was thinking like Count Olaf, Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh yeah, that could have been it too.
Because that was like when I was younger, I used to love that book series.
Me too.
Oh, that was a great book series.
I loved it. Yeah, yeah. I even after the 13th book came out, they had this thing called the Beatrice Letters. Have you ever heard of that?
I think so.
Yeah, and it's basically like it hints at what happened to the Baudelaire kids after they, you know, went off on the ship at the end and whatnot. So like it still doesn't give you a definite conclusion to the conclusion, but it gives you hints there.
Got you.
Yeah, I was big with that series as well. Did you watch the show at all?
I watched like the movie.
The movie with Jim Carrey was excellent, I thought. Jim Carrey's excellent.
Jim Carrey is like one of my favorite comedian actors.
Yeah, same here. The new one.
Stuff.
What happened? Oh yeah, 100%. The new ones with Neil Patrick Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I tried to watch 1 or 2 episodes of it. I couldn't really get that into it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, The Mask is on Hulu, so if you have Hulu, check out The Mask.
Yep.
That's a classic of Jim Carrey's.
I was on Hulu the other night. I watched that and Liar Liar.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good
2
one, too.
excellent Jim Carrey movies. Yeah. Okay, so you kind of answered it before, but do you have any role models or inspirations to your music?
Mm-hmm. There's definitely some other ones. Like,
yeah.
My biggest, like, my all-time favorite artist is Porter Robinson.
Yes.
He's
I see
like,
you post about him a lot.
Like, I seen him, like I saw him, like, the second time I saw him, it was at Roseland Ballroom when it was still around. It was, like, it used to be my favorite venue in New York, but, like, it closed in, like, 2014. But, like, it was him, 7 Lions when he was starting to, like, break through, and also Penguin Prison. But, like, it was just, like, when I started really getting turned on to Porter Robinson, because he would play a lot of, like, bombs in his set. Like, there's, like, these hidden gems that would, like, I'd be like, what is this song? And, like, I would, like, listen to his, like, back then it was his Ultra 2013 set.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I would, like, listen to his set and, like, try to, like, find the IEDs, and I discovered a lot of artists through that, like Botnek, and through Botnek I discovered Snails, and now Snails is big, and like Botnek was big. I feel like they're not as big as they were. Like I remember when they had their Selfie remix back then.
Is that the song I'm thinking of right now? But first let me get a selfie. That's someone different, right? Or is that it?
They did a remix. But first, shut the fuck up.
Yes,
yeah, that's like their remix.
Okay, yes, I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
So you would say they helped you inspire? Well, get inspired necessarily.
Yeah, and like I don't know, like it's kind of like I kind of like went into like a circle with like what I've been producing. I went from like producing dubstep to like producing electro to like more like chill out to like future bass. Now I'm doing like future bass as well as like dubstep-y stuff, and like combining it and like some of like the wonky freeform bass stuff.
Very cool.
So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Porter Robinson. I really like G Jones a lot.
G Jones is great.
He was like he's one of like the last shows I saw before quarantine. I saw him at Webster Hall.
Oh, very
That was
nice.
a dope show.
Hell yeah.
The stuff Excision does is amazing. Like Lost Lands, like his artist spotlights. He like really puts on a lot like underground. It's amazing.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You been to Lost Lands before?
I've been like twice.
How was it?
It's like in the top 3 of like the festivals I've been to. It's like that, EDC Vegas, and Holy Ship are like my top 3 of like the ones I've been to.
Lost Lands is something I'm really trying to go to.
Highly
Real
recommend
bad.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that's pretty far from Jersey.
Yeah, it's like outside of Columbus, Ohio.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you definitely thought it was worth the trip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I did last year is I actually like they had like paid volunteering for it. I actually did like paid volunteering. Like you get like you get like an hourly pay and then like half of your ticket refunded.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So like, and then like I picked like they had like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday shifts. So I did those, and like with that I had like the rest of the festival to myself.
Oh, that's sick.
So like, yeah.
That's very cool.
So it's kind of, and like with it kind of had like some perks with like the badge. Like I like the showers were like $10, and like I have my badge, and they're like, oh, you can go, you don't have to pay. I was like, oh shit.
Sick.
Mm-hmm. And like I would be in like the staff like camping, and like some of them I like smoked with some security guards, and like some of the fucking staff people had like fucking nitrous tanks.
Oh god.
So I was like, oh my god. Yeah, because like they didn't check the volunteers and the workers, so it's like it was crazy. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The guy I was mentioning before, Olaf, he did a similar thing, but I'm pretty sure he got, I think it was at EDC, I'm pretty sure he got his whole day ticket free, but the thing was he had to help clean up the day afterwards.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So like a similar type of thing.
I had some friends who did the ground control for EDC Vegas. Yeah, she used to live in New York. Now she lives in Vegas. So like, she was like close to that. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many songs do you have out at the moment? And that can conclude mixes and EPs if you have.
Yeah.
How many would you say that you have right now?
I have like about like 6 or 7 remixes and originals, but like right now, like I have a lot of like unreleased music between like I've been experimenting with like I said, like the freeform bass, future bass. I kind of like make like a lot of like future rhythm, which is kind of like a trend of like it's like future bass with like rhythm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that. And so I've just been like kind of like experimenting a little and like yeah, I'm excited. I'm like kind of like figuring out where to release, when to release.
Right.
Trying to decide if I want to release to a collective or like independently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite song or mix out right now?
I definitely like Soul. My recent Porter Robinson Flip I like a lot.
Very nice. Yeah. And where could people find that? Is it on SoundCloud?
Yeah.
Is it on anything else?
My original, like all of like my songs are on SoundCloud, but like my originals you can also find on Spotify, Apple Music, on like most streaming platforms.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you go through? I think it's called DistroKit. Yeah, you go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by that. That's what I want to start doing to spread out the podcast as well. I only have it on YouTube at the moment, but I do want to get it on Spotify especially, and obviously SoundCloud too. I like SoundCloud. I did have like the first 3 episodes of the podcast on SoundCloud, but I think I ran out of minutes or something like that, and I would have had to pay. I didn't know how dedicated I was to this yet when I did that, so I didn't pay for it. But now I would do something like DistroKit to spread it out, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's exciting. You have a couple new, songs or mixes that you have coming out, and you're just would you say they're done and you're just waiting to see how they're released, or are you still working on them?
Some of them are like I'm like finishing mixing and mastering. Some are like I'm figuring out like where to send. Some of them are done. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Very cool. And what platform do you use? What application do you use to make your music?
I use Logic Pro X. I used to use FL Studios. Sometimes I go back into it to like sound design because like some of their stock plugins are great for sound designing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. As far as mixing equipment and whatnot, is there a certain one that you use? Have you upgraded over the years?
I have like a lot of plugins, but like some of like the good ones, at least for EQing, some like good ones are like FabFilter Pro Q2. The Q3 like apparently is a lot better. A lot of like the Waves bundle plugins are good for like mixing. For mastering, Ozone's a really good one by Isotope.
Okay.
Yeah, those are some.
As far, do you have like the mix board too and whatnot?
No, but yeah.
You just go through.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I know how to use a mixer board. I used to work at like 2 recording studios.
Oh, sick. Around here in like the Freehold area?
No, New York City.
Oh, very nice.
One of them like I still work with. Like I do more of like producing for them, but like I was like doing assisting for a lot of like famous people.
Very cool.
One of my most memorable sessions, like when I assisted Pop Smoke.
Hell yeah, that's sick.
He actually told me how to roll a spliff. So it's crazy. Like a deceased rapper taught me how to roll a spliff.
That is sick, man. That's a story you tell at parties, bro.
Yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah, that session went to like maybe like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of went by because it was just like they're just classic and like they were like he was like a newer, younger, just blowing up. So like he was just like really nice and shit. Yeah. Because then like a lot of like the famous people, they're just like in their own shit because they're always around like people like paparazzi and shit, and there's like they go to studios to like do their shit.
Nice. Very good. One of the things that fascinate me the most, I mean, it seems so simple, but I'm pretty sure it has to be difficult in some capacity, but I think it's called not a beatbox, but like the board with all the squares, and you can make your own type of beat on that, right?
A drum machine.
Yes, yeah. Those fascinate me.
Yeah, those are cool.
You played around with one of those?
Yeah, I do. I use those sometimes for like drums. a lot, but like a lot of like the in terms of like the like keyboard and shit, I use like a regular MIDI keyboard.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you know a little bit of piano then, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I learned like some music theory in high school, and I learned like piano through like kind of just like producing on my own.
Oh, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Any other instruments?
I play guitar. I don't play it as much, but like I've been picking it up again lately. I used to play bass, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely picked up the guitar too more often since quarantine started, just to do something, you know. And I ended up making a couple like small like silly songs as well. So I had fun with it, you know.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Did that one. Oh, okay, here's one. Have you done any collaborations with people or willing to do collaborations with other DJs?
Definitely. Like I've had some like collaborations with people that are doing stuff, but like a lot of them fall through. I had a collab with one of my boys, Jax. I have a remix collab out with him. We have a remix of Wookiees, You Got Some. It's kind of like a Jersey Club Booty House kind of remix.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and Jaeger should put something up together too. That would be sick.
Hell yeah, he produces, right?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, nice.
He just released his I think he got on board with like a record label for the most recent song he came out with, right? It's called Happy or not Summertime Sadness. That's a famous song. Happy Sadness or something like that. I think it's called. It was pretty good.
I have to check it out.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you performed at any shows or festivals?
Back at one of my pseudonyms, Electric Adventure, I played like the last 2 years of it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I played when it was in Seaside, Atlantic City. But like I've also like back when I was Heckler, I opened for Nervo at Space, New York.
Nice.
I've also played at like side stages of like Pacha, Webster Hall. I opened for Ghastly and Nitty Gritty at District 9.
Nice.
This year, it was a brutal start to the year because at the beginning I was supposed to open for Rusko and Snails on New Year's Day, but Snails canceled. Apparently he canceled his like that Philly and his Pittsburgh show. And then I was supposed to also open for Blunts and Blondes in Philly too, but with COVID that got postponed.
Damn.
So like I had like 2 big shows lined up this year. But like aside from that, like I have a show in Philly coming up August 14th. That's like a 50 capacity show at FDR Park, which I'm actually excited for. I'm giving people like a show to go to.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, and I've also done some like live stream festivals. I did one with a collective and Aftershock, and they did one with like Badass TV, and like they do a lot of like events in like the DMV area as well as like they do Big Dub Festival. So like yeah.
Do you enjoy doing the live stream festivals? Is there more stress, less stress to them?
I feel like it's definitely easier with like working with people, and like I working with my boy who's like visual, does like my VJ, and like I think he's like in the West Coast. Yeah, so like we're easy with that, and like not having to like fly people out, and like you know.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, I love how all these DJs have been doing the live streaming on Twitch, YouTube, etc. Yeah, it's been really awesome. Yeah, Subtronics I've really been tuning into a lot whenever he's on. I know when they did the EDC at home.
Yeah, that one was sick.
That one was awesome.
Visuals are fucking crazy.
I know. I was so surprised that they had their own little studio with all the I don't know if Subtronics wasn't in the tunnel. But you know that revolving tunnel thing during the EDC? That was sick.
That was sick.
So freaking cool.
Void set?
Yes, I did.
That was sick.
Yeah, I watched mostly the whole thing. Void was great. I forgot who played at the very beginning.
AT Aliens was also sick.
I don't know if I really remembered their set.
They're like towards the end.
Okay, all right. I forgot who it was. It was a group of 2. I forgot who it was, but
Side Piece. Is it Nitty Gritty and Party Favors?
I think yes,
Yeah,
I think it
House.
was.
It was House.
Yes, it was House. I enjoyed that a lot as well.
That's their like duo side piece.
Very cool. Yeah, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, that was sick. I love a lot of that House stuff. It reminds me of Holy Ship. There's a lot of like House on Holy Ship, and like it just makes you feel like you're like like especially like during Fisher. I felt like I was like bobbing in like a fishbowl. Yeah,
That's awesome. Speaking of District 9 before, it's a shame that closed down.
yeah,
Yeah.
That was a great venue.
Great venue. I loved it.
A lot of dope nights there.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Same here. And I've only went there 3 times. 3 times I've been there, and I had the time of my life over at District 9. It was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you know why they, like, closed down?
The owner just wanted to get out of nightlife.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite performance of where you ever performed?
Definitely when I played that festival. Definitely when I played Electric Adventure, that was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Where else would you like to perform?
I would love to like definitely play outside of America.
Oh, hell yeah.
Definitely, there's some like dream venues. I want to go to Boot House in I think in Germany. I want to go to like some shows. I want to do some shows in Japan, Australia, New Zealand. I definitely want to hear a lot of good shit about Australian crowds. Like they're wild.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, where else? Like I want to play shows in like LA. I want to play a show in Denver sometime. Yeah.
Have you ever thought going on, like, a tour?
Whenever I get enough of a following, I want to. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, like I love like maybe start going on people's tours when I ever get to that point.
Yeah. I mean, a world tour, which is something I feel like you want to do 100% if you want to be performing out of the country and everything like that. Even if it is just one show out of the country, that's still a sick experience.
Oh yeah.
Getting to experience the different type of crowds and everything like that. And what did you say before? New Zealand? They have Australia? They have the craziest crowds over there?
Yeah. And right now, like apparently New Zealand's like post-COVID right now, and they're like apparently all of their like cases are no more, and like they're like having shows and stuff. I'm like, I wish I was there right now.
Yeah, for real.
Unlike America, where no one wants us to be anywhere around them because all the anti-maskers are like ruining it for us.
Yeah, it's that which I find so stupid, so stupid. But not just that. I think because it started becoming nice weather out and it's the freaking summertime now, I feel like people and businesses, and I do feel for the businesses, but they can't help but to open up, especially if they're a boardwalk store or something along those lines. Yeah, so it's hard. It's 100% hard. I heard about the thing with New Zealand a while ago, like maybe a month ago or something like that, and I'm glad that's still the case with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, good for them. Yeah, like other countries like complied with their masks and they flattened the curve while we made a fucking half pipe.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any merchandise or would like to get into merchandising?
I'm gonna release soon. I'm doing some dad hats, like kind of like this, as well as some like bucket hats. I got requests for bucket hats.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I also want to like release more stickers. I want to for festival season, but you know.
Yeah.
So like, I'm gonna make some stickers. Maybe I'll give some with that, like give some with my hats.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
that'll be awesome.
like a little freebie.
Hell yeah. Give us a few. I'll replace them over here so you get a free plug each time the podcast airs.
Got you for sure.
What about music videos? Would you be into something like that? Do you have one already?
No, but I do want. I've been doing like visualizers, but like I do want to like get into music videos. I do have people who are like videographers and like yeah.
Nice. Do you have? And you don't have to say it if it's like a closed idea or whatnot. But do you have an idea of what a music video would be to like one of your songs, or do you have a song in mind already that you would want to turn into a music video?
I definitely want it with some like subliminal, like a lot of them like have like messages behind them, like have some sort of like message with it.
Very nice. Which I feel like most songs should have. Like it's always fun to have that one or two songs that's just a fun kind of thing. It doesn't really have to mean anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. What I liked about like Worlds, like Porter Robson's album Worlds, like it was like kind of like an EDM opera instead of like a rock opera.
Okay.
It was like its own story. Yeah, and like not a lot of people like do that in electronic music. So it's like, yeah.
I always wished, and maybe Porter Robinson does it, maybe a couple other DJs do it, but to actually tell a story through their visuals. Like when some crazy shit is happening on, if the VJ is putting some crazy shit up on there, the music changes obviously with it and whatnot, almost like it's an original soundtrack for the VJ kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I wish more DJs would do that, because I feel like more people would be so much more invested in it. You know what I mean? It's the visuals are great already. They're amazing. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like if there was like an actual story to it, I think it would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw on Instagram, and this was like a little while ago, but I saw you hanging out with the guys from OCD a little bit, right?
OCD.
Yeah, with Danny Simonti and Zach Wolf, right?
When was this?
A little while ago, I feel like. I saw a picture on Instagram.
Was it at like House of Independence?
It might have been.
I think it probably was like when Johnny Horgan was doing her events with his clothing line. That's what I think it might have been. I don't know.
Because Johnny was in that picture too, I'm pretty sure as well.
So yeah, it was probably that. Like he had events at like House of Independence where he had like me, Stevie G, Nate Taylor, Galux Spaceman, like other like bands in the area and artists come and like perform.
Nice.
And like he would like sell his merch to people as well.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. So I think it was with one of those events.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like curious. I thought you guys were like talking about like a collab or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that would still be cool to do.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to ask you, because I saw a picture or something like that.
Yeah, I'm doing my friend's Jake Rubin. He Jake.
That name is familiar.
Yeah, he isn't our great, and like he has this project Solo Dolor, and like we're working on some stuff together. I also engineered some of his recorded and like engineered some of his songs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Have you helped out other people with that too? With like maybe for a EDM song, or maybe like a beat to something?
Like small stuff.
Yeah.
But like not really.
Right. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We already talked about what equipment and like software that you use for most of the time, so we could skip that. Have you ever thought about? Oh, we kind of answered that already. You add like some piano to your songs too,
Yeah.
right? Have you ever thought about adding some guitar to your songs?
Yeah, I kind of like use like a kind of like a plug-in simulation to do it, but like I kind of want to like record like a live guitar eventually.
Yeah.
But I'm like still a bit rusty, so it won't be like the best recording.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dust the rust off or whatever you got to do, and then I feel like live instruments are awesome. I really do think they're awesome. I mean, they definitely sound great, like synthetically, like through a system, software, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like implementing a live instrument into something, I
Yeah.
feel like fucking amazing.
Yeah, and a lot of the big like performance these days, a lot of them are like live performances.
Yeah, I love when they have the drums up there on stage. I love that. I also love, I believe his name is Goldfish. He adds some saxophone, I believe it is, to basically every single one of his tracks.
Oh,
like
nice.
Every single one of them, yeah. Very good
or
stuff.
like Timmy Trumpet.
Yes.
Trumpet.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to get into our speed round questions. I usually tell people it's like, 5 seconds to answer, but like we're not really counting necessarily, so just answer it as fast as you can.
All right.
For yourself.
Sweet.
I always count, dude.
Okay. All right. So we got 6 questions here. Fairly easy questions for the most part. But so you kind of said it before, but I'm not talking about favorite, but who do you think are your top 3 DJs of all time?
Porter Robinson, Skrillex, and Deadmau5. Like, yeah, they have like the most impact for me.
Okay, very nice. Favorite DJ of all time?
Porter.
Next DJ you would like to open for or perform at the same show with?
Definitely Skrillex would be a huge goal. Like, still be on Skrillex's curated lineup. That would be sick.
Gotcha. All right. What big time festival would you like to perform at next, I should say, because you already kind of did already.
Lost Lands would be sick. E-Forest would be really nice. EDC Vegas, Tomorrowland. A lot of, like, big ones, obviously, and then also, like, low-key ones, like Big Dub, Shambhala.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, some kind of the look ones.
Right. If you had to choose one out of all those, what would it be?
Shit. They're all, like, there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Definitely a big dream of mine for, like, the longest time is, like, Tomorrowland.
Oh, yeah. And where's that again?
In Belgium.
Belgium?
Yeah.
Is Tomorrow World a different one?
It's the one they used to have in America.
Okay.
They used to have it in Georgia.
Gotcha. Okay. What other instrument would you like to learn?
Good question. Maybe I kind of want to get into drums, but it's so loud. My brother has like a Ludwig drum set, so like, yeah, I want to kind of pick that up, but it's also really loud.
Yeah. Is your brother nice with the drums?
He used to be pretty nice, but like he hasn't picked it up in a while.
Gotcha. Little side question: is like most of your family big with music?
Just like me and my brother, and like my dad was like when he was younger he played organ.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. What's another big time hobby of yours besides music?
I can solve the Rubik's Cube in under a minute. I used to do yo-yoing. Some like a lot of people in high school saw that with like International Day.
Yes,
Day.
Yes, I remember that. Wow, I wish I had a yo-yo or a freaking Rubik's Cube. I wish you could do that right now. That would be sick. All right, and that'll conclude speed round question. Yeah,
Sweet.
Nice. So really, that's all the questions I have for you. But I do want to talk about like other festival kind of stuff. I was supposed to go to Camp Bisco this summer, which just so happened it was either supposed to be this weekend or last weekend.
Yeah, I think it was like last weekend.
I think it was last weekend because I was getting like the Snap stories from it, like the Snap memories. I mean, and I'm like, God damn it, man! Have you ever been to Bisco?
I haven't. I hear good stuff. I also hear like mixed stuff with like the whole like bus situation and like being on school buses and stuff and like
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of mixed stuff about Bisco.
As like school bus, do you mean like the things that bring you over to your campsite?
Yeah, I think that.
Yes, that is an annoying part for sure, because you're not setting up camp until like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and that's when it becomes hard when you're trying to set up your tent in the goddamn dark. You know what I mean? So yeah, I totally understand that. I love Bisco, man. Yeah, to me, I haven't been to a lot of camp out festivals, but that's my favorite camp out festival. The only other one I've been to was Nightmare. Have you ever been to that one?
I've heard of that, but I haven't.
Yeah, that's like a smaller one. Bisco's definitely bigger,
Yeah.
but I love like the wave pool and the slides and the lazy river there. It's freaking awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, the only camping I've done was Lost Lands and Camp EDC.
Camp EDC?
Yeah, the last 2 years, maybe the last 2 years of EDC Vegas, they have they have like their own like kind of like glamping. Like they would have like each like pod or it would be like an ice. They call it an isopod. It's kind of like reflective like kind of like tent domes that can fit like 4 people and like they each had like their own like power plug and like air conditioning like thing.
Very cool.
Yeah, like had that, and they also had a little like promenade area where like part of it they would have like the pool parties and pre-parties. Like the first pre-party was like Fisher, and like I like ran into him before his set in like the campgrounds.
Sick.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, Bisco does have glamping too, but not as cool as that. You know, definitely not as cool as that. Yeah, when you said camp EDC. I thought you meant something totally different than Las Vegas EDC.
Gotcha.
When did they start that? Like 2 years ago or something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to like the second. I think it was like the second one ever.
I feel like it's a little not weird, but I feel like it's a little bit of a gamble the first year of something. You know, like that's them still trying to figure out the kinks and whatnot.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm only saying that because of like something like Fire Festival or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A dream of mine is to like have my own festival, which I've talked to you about with the Ferenc Festival too. We'll talk more about that after the podcast. But yeah, that's like a big dream of me and my friend Steve to like hold her like own big thing, like buy a couple acres of land or something like that and just camp out and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Be sick.
Hell yeah, man. I think that's really all I wanted to talk about for the most part. If you wanted to add anything else, I mean, before, if you did have anything else on your mind, definitely say it.
Yeah.
But at the end, definitely give yourself a plug on where everyone could find you too and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like some of the festivals I was supposed to go to this year. I was supposed to volunteer for E-Forest, Electric Forest.
To perform?
No, like volunteer.
Oh, for the yes, yeah.
Yeah. Last year I volunteered for Lost Lands. I was gonna try doing it again because I love Lost Lands. Yeah, just like that's like my first camping festival I've ever been to.
Two things. E-Forest, another big one I want to go to real bad, but I know those tickets sell out like no joke, like so soon.
Yeah.
And for Lost Lands, how many sets does Excision plays? Does he play just whenever the hell he wants?
Last year he played like 3 sets. He had like his 2 hours set, he had his detox set, and then he had his back-to-back with Millennium.
Oh, sick. Sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I just love that it's his festival. He's one of my favorites as well, and like, oh man, yeah, I definitely love to go there.
Yeah, some of the stuff he's been doing for bass music is pretty incredible.
Oh yeah. And like his VJ stuff, whoever's his VJ is incredible.
Yeah, I was like the 2 hour fucking set had some crazy visuals, and like if you're like on drugs, and like I had my kaleidoscope diffraction glasses that I got, and like looking at the visuals with that, you're just like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah, those glasses are pretty insane. Yeah, and they almost look like some like sand dune, like you should be in a desert or something with those things on.
Like
they are
Burning
sick
Man
looking.
type shit.
Yeah, 100%. Would you ever want to go to something like that?
Maybe. It seems very dusty.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I always wear these masks to like festivals because some of them can be dusty, and like they can make you sick, kind of like maybe like look flu. Like sometimes I wear this and like take vitamin C after like a festival to like combat it.
Smart, very smart. Did you say Wook flu?
Yeah, it's kind of like I guess like people get it like when like kind of like sick after like a festival.
Yeah, yeah. I just love that term, to be honest with you. Not my friend, a person who I used to watch on YouTube as a kid. Do you remember like Prank versus Prank? It was like that
Maybe.
boyfriend and girlfriend, Jesse and whatever the girl's name was.
I think so.
Yeah, he does his own thing now, and he makes sick videos. Like, he's nasty at editing, and he goes to Burning Man every year and does a recap video. And he has like one of those hover skateboards with like the wheel in the middle, and he just cruises around. Yeah, like very sick looking. So that, for me, I don't know if I would really want to go either, but like it does look sick, you know.
Yeah, like some of the art installations there look really cool.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man.
Yeah. Like one of my sister's friends went there and like it like changed his life, but like yeah.
Yeah, that's like that's another like I guess stigma, kind of like, yeah, I went to Burning Man, changed my life. You know, I feel like that's a joke in a lot of TV shows / like movies and stuff like that.
They kind of like made a joke with that with like Brills and Ellis Dreams. Like Brills took DMT at Burning Man and like became and started Ellis Dream.
Really? That's how it was?
It was kind of like I don't know. It was like a kind of like a joke. It's probably, I don't know, but like he seemed to like kind of like catch on with like the psychedelic market. Like a lot of like EDM, like festival culture is very psychedelic influence these days.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, if that is the case with the DMT, I 100% believe it.
Yeah.
I 100% believe it.
And, like, that's, like, a lot of, like, the weird bass, like, Wakan Records, like, Liquid Strangers record label. He's been killing it.
Hell yeah.
They're, like, one of, like, the top, like, dubstep labels right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm hoping festival season. I hope there is a festival season next summer.
Oh, me too.
You know, I hope shows are a thing sometime or during this winter.
Yeah.
Um,
As of right now, it's, like, live streams and car raves.
Yeah, yeah. Right, yeah. We could talk about that a little bit, too. You know, our friend on Xbox, Kat, she lives in, like, the Scranton area. And she asked a whole bunch of us to go to the drive-in Subtronics one.
Hell yeah, if you do, let me know. I'm going to be there both days.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know. I did talk to a couple of my friends about it, though. We're feeling like it's just not the same. Like, here's the thing with that. I'm sure it'll be a good time, you know? I'm sure it'll be a good time. Obviously, the music would be great. I just don't know. You think it's going to be like people are just going to be sitting in their cars listening to it? Do you think they're going to be getting out of their car or just even sitting down on top of their car?
With the ones in, like, North Carolina, they're like, people are going between cars, and but, like, it's like obviously a lot less capacity than, like, a normal show.
Okay.
And, like, there's, like, parking spots and, like, yeah.
Gotcha. The only other thing that I would really be worried about that is that, like, you know, if you want to drink and stuff like that, just make sure you have, like, a DD or something like that, you know, because ultimately you're going to have to drive out of there, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's the only reason why, you know, we felt like it just wouldn't be the same kind of deal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm sure you'll have a great time, you know. It's something that it's never been done before, so it's going to be an experience regardless, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's awesome. It'll be sick, and I'm glad that they're doing stuff like that too. Subtronics isn't the only one. You said you said you heard or you went to another one before?
I've seen, like, ones happen in, like, North Carolina and, like, Texas.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, the other big thing is, like, the drive-in movie theaters and stuff like that. Like, they're starting to come back and whatnot, playing random movies and stuff like that.
It's kind of funny. It's like the 20s all over again.
Yep, exactly. I went to a drive-in movie theater in Vernon, New Jersey, kind of by Action Park, and they were playing, like, the newest Mission Impossible, Minions they had on another screen, and, like, you tune your radio to, like, the audio of the movie. So it was an experience. It was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
There was one other thing I did want to say. Hopefully I could. Usually it's mainly like a movie and TV podcast most times that we talk about. We have been doing a lot of different stuff lately, but we started as like a movie and TV podcast. So I just got to ask, what are like your top 3 favorite movies to watch or favorite movies of all time?
Good question.
Yeah. You could take a moment.
Shit, that's a tough one. So fuck. What have I seen recently that I liked? There was a movie that I saw recently that I really liked. Shit, what was it?
Was it a newer one that like kind of just got released?
It was like,
streaming
I
wise?
feel like it was like a few months ago. I haven't really seen much movies if theaters are like closed.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. Yeah.
I'll
tell you
I like
a couple.
A lot of, like the funny ones. Like it's like Get 'Em to the Greek. It's like a funny one.
Dude, I just recently rewatched that too, bro.
It's a
great movie.
So funny.
Love that movie. Yeah, Russell Brand's a nut job. Nut job. Love that guy. Love that guy.
Also, like super classic. Like from like when I was younger, I was like super bad.
Hell yeah.
Like we're talking about a lot of like the Jim Carrey movies, like The Mask, Liar Liar, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Great movies.
Billy Madison's a classic.
Billy Madison is.
Happy Gilmore.
Yep. Yeah, I've been on a big Adam Sandler streak too lately, watching all the movies I haven't seen of him. Have you ever watched Palm Springs on Hulu?
I don't think so.
It's a new movie, Hulu exclusive, with Andy Samberg and this other chick. I keep on forgetting her name, but I know you mentioned Hulu before.
Mm-hmm.
Check that movie out. I think you'll like it.
Palm Springs?
Palm Springs. Yeah.
You'll have to check that out.
It's like a dark rom-com. It's excellent, in my opinion.
All right.
Give it like a 9.5.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely have to check that out.
Definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have Disney Plus at all?
Yeah, I do.
Do you watch anything really on there? Did you watch like Mandalorian? I don't know if you're like a Star Wars guy.
I watched like part of it, but like I need to watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you have to be somewhat of a Star Wars fan to watch that, right?
Yeah.
What didn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I feel like it could be for everyone too at the same time because it's less Star Wars-y than.
It is less Star. It's more bounty hunterish,
Yeah,
just in a futuristic world.
Yeah, and Baby Yoda.
And Baby Yoda. How can you not love Baby Yoda? Yeah.
All the white girls are like, yes!
Yeah. Baby Yoda is something I'm hoping to see on some visuals when next time we're out there. You know, 100%.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think TV shows. Any TV shows that you watch?
I'm very bad on like cartoons. Like I like Adventure Time, Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty, yes.
Big Mouth is cool, but like the last season got really like weird and dark.
I didn't even watch most of the last season. I kind of felt like it fell off a little bit.
It just got really weird.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm, like weird, really weird.
Think they're running out of ideas?
I think it just got like a weird in a sexual way. It's like,
right, and the thing is, it always was, but it must have just gotten a lot worse in that sense.
I feel like a lot of like Netflix is just like sex.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like, I guess, is that sex appeal or is it just porn at that point?
Yeah, right. What was the movie?
Love.
Yeah,
It's
you
called
hear
Love.
about this thing? Love? Oh, you have heard
I
about
watched it.
Oh, okay. So
I watched it with my ex.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. So yeah, I haven't watched it all, but they were telling me about it. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
This is porn. That's all I have to say.
All right. I think we're gonna end it right there, man. I really appreciate having you on. We've
Yeah.
talked about doing this so long ago before the quarantine happened, so I'm glad we're finally here and was able to do this.
Glad we're able to make this happen.
Yeah, 100%, man. Totally happy that you came. So happy that you're still making music and whatnot. People drop off here, here and there.
Yeah.
Like it's all about just like sticking it through and everything like that. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, just don't give up. There's a lot because like you could be really close to like where you could stop and be like a second or like a minute from where you want to be.
Yeah.
And it's like unfortunate. It's a shame at that point.
Yeah, 100%. And you'll never know it. You'll never know it either.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, man. How about you give them a plug? Where could they find you on Instagram, Twitter?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at WOOLDOOR'S Music. You can also like find me on all platforms: SoundCloud, Tidal, Spotify. I'm performing Next Coast live stream the 2nd of August with Sweet Waves Sounds, as well as I'm playing in FDR Park August 14th in Philly with No Hype Collective, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice. Are there like flyers out for those?
Yeah.
Like online flyers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Send me the link to those because I'll definitely post them on the podcast Instagram for
Hell yeah.
sure.
I got you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, find the links below.
Yes, exactly. All right, guys. So that'll do it for this episode. Another Spotlight episode down. Happy to get back to these. Always love helping out and helping promote local artists, especially friends of mine as well. So for one last time, I want to thank my man Brad Heckler. Thank you for coming on. I also want to thank my cameraman Joe Critelli. As always, thanks for helping out. And make sure you follow the podcast Instagram at Podcast with Frank, and also like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed this episode. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Stay safe.
Yes, sir. Last person, you may not know him. You may. A little bit X-rated, but Johnny Sins. He is a icon in that industry.
The porn industry.
The porn industry.
You ever heard of it?
Have you never heard of Johnny Sins before? Look him up, but just not just on Google though. Don't look him up anywhere else. Johnny Sins.
Oh my God.
Listen, the man was a doctor, a plumber. He was basically all of the above. It seems like he could basically do anything and have any girl that he wants. So that is why he is on my honorable mentions
He is the
list.
modern day Bob the Builder.
Yes,
Swear to God,
100%.
he can fix anything.
100%.
All right, I'll go.